You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Have you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now, all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your stem. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.
Hi everybody and welcome to FHL, Freedom, Health and Lifestyle. We're going to do something a little bit different today, I think. This is episode 89 and we're going to get into Stormy Wellington's interview with Eric Worre, Joey. And of course, look, you know, Stormy is a network marketing powerhouse. Both Joey and I are in network marketing. So we want to share this story with you. Yeah, I've not heard this, Joe, right? So don't know whether you have, but look, this is personal development with Freedom, Health and Lifestyle, and it's all about, you know, becoming better, you know, just becoming better and, you know, being better, you know, living a lifestyle with purpose. That's really what we're here to do. So, you know, it's about thinking and doing better. So don't forget, like, subscribe and share. Click that notification button and you'll be notified when Joey and I are usually on, usually around about the same time every week. My name is Mick McQuillan and it's great to be here with you. And Joey, say hello.
Hey, good day, Mike. Good day, everyone. This is Joye Click here. Good afternoon, good evening. We're so happy. You know, every week we are looking forward to this power hour. We know that we are sharing some good idea, some positive idea to help people all over the world change the way they think. Because we know when we change the way we think, we change the way our attitude is, we change the way we act. And when we change the way we act, we'll get a different result. because the result will reflect in our lifestyle, where we want to be, where the people we surround ourselves with, and also the things that we enjoy most in life, with the people that we love to do that with them. So we are very grateful, and I'm grateful when I look at the agenda tonight. And I'm so happy because this lady here is a powerhouse. She's amazing, but it was not a success overnight. She came from a humble background, and we're gonna view her story. And she's one of the powerhouse lady that inspire a lot of networker and also entrepreneur, because anyone can do it. It depends how you think about it, how you can feel about what you think about it, and just make a decision, committed decision, go out and just do it. There's a word in our professional mic. I think it's good to share that with our audience tonight is, just say yes, tell the world, and you go and figure it out. And when you make that committed decision, you don't know, like Bob used to say, you don't need to know how. Just make a committed decision, and you will surprise. The people will show up in your life, the resource will show up in your life, and you're amazing, because this story that we are about to listen tonight is one of the proven proof of a real human being with a real result.
Now, sorry, Joe, I lost you there. I don't know what happened there. Hold on a second. There's some new settings on this streaming service. Let me just make sure. Why is that not showing you? There you go. You're back. Right. I don't know why you weren't there, but now you are. Right. So listen, the links are all in the description. So this interview comes from Eric Worre's The Excellent Project, right? And there's a whole bunch of videos here. So if you're thinking about doing something or thinking about, starting your own business, this is a great page to come onto and learn about network marketing, and some of the strategies and some of the people who've had success. Now, look, not everybody wins at network marketing, but if you can surround yourself, like Joey says, with the right people, the right information, you give yourself a great chance. You give yourself a better opportunity, right? So check out Eric Worre's the Excellence Project. And again, the link is in the description for that. And of course, the link for Stormy's interview, the full interview is there. But we're gonna jump around it a little bit, Joe, because obviously we've got the show notes here. Eric Worre, Stormy, welcome Stormy. Stormy clears up some misconceptions about herself, and it gets into her early stage. But I want to jump straight to what it was like for Stormy when she had to learn how to fight, right? So let's start with this section here. And look, the link is in the description. You can go and watch the whole video. This is like a 2-hour video, nearly a 2-hour video. We're not going to have time to watch the whole thing. So, Joe, anything you want to add before we start this?
No, I just can't wait to listen to Stormy again, because her story is very inspiring, and that's one of the people that I look up in our professional, even though we don't have any business connection with. But look, in our professional, we all lift everyone up. When the tide is high, every boat is lifted up. So that's what I love, what we do. And help other people live up too. And the story and the testimony of people like here, really, really helpful.
In fact, we'll start here. Stormy clears up some misconceptions about herself. Let's just set the scene a little bit.
To be honest with you, not that I care, but I care enough because I know that I understand a lot about this industry and I can help a lot of people. So I care.
What are the misconceptions about you that you think exist?
I think people think I'm crazy.
I think you're crazy.
People think I'm crazy. I think people think I'm weird. I think people are upset because they can't really understand, like, where am I coming from? What angle am I moving towards? Like, they don't really know. So I know that I'm very mysterious, and I don't try to be what it is who I am. And I'll say this, Les Brown taught me this. He said, never judge a man by his success, but what he had to overcome to be successful. And that's me. So if a person really understood who Stormy Wellington really is, they'll be proud of the Stormy Wellington that I am today. So let me tell you, where did I start?
Before you get to the start,
okay,
I wouldn't consider you mysterious.
Okay.
Me.
Okay. You.
But we've known each other for a while.
Right.
I consider you obvious.
Oh, okay.
But there's part of you that holds the cards close to your vest, maybe because of things that have happened in the past. You know, where you don't lay it all out there. You lay pieces of it out there, little breadcrumbs
okay.
out there.
All right.
So people might not have the full picture.
Right.
But I think it's obvious. You want to build a big business.
Yep.
You understand that in order to do that, building a big brand is going to help you do that.
Yep.
Being loud, being bold, being controversial
Yep.
is a tool.
Yep.
To be able to accomplish a goal.
Okay.
So, and you know, maybe people do think you're mysterious. I don't know. I think you're everything you're doing is as plain as day to me.
Okay.
But that might not be everybody.
I don't think so.
Anyway, so we'll talk about all those things.
Okay.
So I'll tell you.
So I was born in New York. Many people don't know that. Both my parents are of Jamaican descent.
Where in New York?
Bronx. I was born in New York, Bronx. My mom is originally born in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. My dad from Kingston, Jamaica. My mom is like an immigrant. My mom like smuggled my dad and herself to New York. So that's how we got to New York. So I'm born in New York and I ended up moving to Miami when I was about 5 years old with my mom. My mom, big hustler. My mom.
So did they break up?
Yeah. So many people, mom and dad break up. My mom gets pregnant with me. People don't know this. My mom was going to have an abortion with me at 5 months pregnant. The only reason why I'm even here today is because she was late to her doctor's appointment because the doctor wasn't going to do the abortion because it was 5 months. That's too far. But he told her if she comes to the appointment at 12 noon, he'll do it. My dad came to the house at 10 o'clock, begged her not to have an abortion with me. They fought, they argued. She got to the doctor's office at 12:15. The doctor said, I'm not doing it. So that's a part of
15 minutes away from
15 minutes
non-existence.
away from non-existence. Like that's the true story. So my mom was about to have an abortion with me because she and my dad didn't get along. That's why my name is Stormy. My mom didn't name me for 7 days. She was like, I don't know. Like my mom didn't.
You're nameless you're just the kid.
For 7 days. My mom didn't even want to have a child, another one. I was like, I was her last child. She didn't want to have.
How many did she have prior to this?
3. I have 3 siblings, 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay.
So she didn't want to have me. So it took her 7 days to name me. So when she finally names me, the nurse comes in and like, you got to name this girl. What is her name? And she said, she threw up her hand and said, just name her Stormy. Kissed her teeth. Just name her Stormy. So that's my biological name. People don't know that. So Stormy Nicole, my original name was Stormy Nicole Barclay. When my mom first had me, she didn't want to claim my dad. So my dad's last name is Wellington. So I didn't know I was Wellington until I turned like 10 years old. So just imagine I'm this girl that my mom didn't want. My dad is the reason why I'm here. My mom was really stern. She didn't have a relationship with my dad. So I didn't really know my biological dad really barely until I probably was about 9-ish. My mom finally let me go around. And so who was Stormy Wellington?
Did you go up to New York?
I went to New York to visit. My dad had a new family. He had a new family. My dad, okay, so I tell people my stories like rich dad, hustling mom. My dad had a job. My dad was married. He had that beautiful family that would eat dinner at the dinner table. And so I would love to visit my dad because my dad had normalcy. He had his wife, he had his kids, he had his wife had a good job. They had dinner table and they had Sunday dinners and all that kind of stuff. But my mom was in the streets. My mom was like one of the biggest drug dealers that you could.
Really?
Yeah, she was real notorious. She was like Griselda type of drug dealer.
Really?
Yeah, like serious.
Like the documentaries you see.
Yeah. My mom, like I'm 7 years old seeing what big keys of cocaine look like.
Cocaine, yeah.
Like really. Like, so that's my story. I come up seeing drugs and guns and, my mom talking about.
That was entrepreneurship of an illegal sort.
But I also saw my dad work his good job and have a beautiful family.
Yeah.
So I had the best of both worlds growing up. And when I reached the age of about...
why do you say the best of both worlds?
Because I saw both sides of the spectrum. I saw what employee type lifestyle looks like. And I saw what a freedom type lifestyle looks
hustle.
like. Yeah.
Even though it was scary and potentially...
It was dangerous. My mom went to prison a lot of times. My mom had a lot of...
That wasn't freedom.
For me, it was.
Huh. Just because
my dad was in job
she could
jail.
Call the shots.
My dad and me, for me, was like in job jail. Like my dad, you gotta remember New York. You have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He has to shovel snow. I watched my dad out the window shovel snow out the window at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking out the window saying, no way I would be doing that. Well, he was proud going to his great job. My dad made probably $150,000 a year at transit. But my mom woke up when she felt like it. My mom had a luxurious lifestyle. It was dangerous, but it was luxurious. She would travel the world. She never learned how to drive. Like, people don't know I have a driver to this day because I never saw my mom drive. So they think I'm being bougie, but it's like what I saw. You know what I mean? So
Can you drive?
Yes, I drive.
Do you have a driver's license?
I drive and I have a driver's license.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
So I saw the best of both worlds. Like, there was some parts of my dad's life that I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But there's more parts of my mom's life that I thought was pretty interesting. And you said something like, I looked at my mom like she's running an organization.
Yeah.
She ran a network marketing organization.
Sure.
It just was illegal. And she went to jail and she died a premature death because of it.
Really?
But I saw both. And so as I grew up.
When you say because of it?
My mom was stressed. She didn't have no real friends. She was lonely. My mom, I believe she died of a broken heart. So all of these things play a role.
In jail, out of jail?
My mom, listen to me. My mom went to prison at 54. She walked into prison at 54. She rolled out of prison at 57. So all of these things is a part of what I experienced and what I saw before I got into network marketing. You know, I saw my brother at the age of 9. Let me go back. I was in foster care at the age of 7. People don't know this. I was in foster care for 3 years.
And why was this?
My mom was in prison and my dad was off with his family.
What's your take on it so far, Joe?
Pretty tough life, but I think we can all take away the good with the past and learn from it. And I think that's the thing that I learned from what Stormy sharing of, you know, her father part of life and her mom part of life. You know, very interesting because she ended up built a big, massive network in the profession of network marketing. And, you know, comparing to her mom, she was doing something. She's doing her best to look after the family, you know, and, you know, sometimes we can only focus on the bad, but we forgot that a lot of people, they're doing their best to look after their kids and raise them up. But sometimes it can be doing some illegal activity to make it happen. But, you know, they're doing their best. And, you know, for me, I love that her authenticity and also the original of her telling her story, that who she become now is because she grew up, experienced, and she saw what happened in between between the father and the mother. But she take away the good from what she saw and yeah, take those values with her to build a successful career and a business for her life in the future. You muted, Mike.
Rookie mistake. I love it.
We love it. We love it.
So she started off, you know, saying, never judge a man by the success or by their success. Judge them by the obstacles and challenges that they had to overcome. Now, she has had to overcome a lot of challenges, right? You know, like when you think about where her mindset must have been, you know, but in fact, we're going to get into that actually, because we're going to, you know, this next section that she's talking about some things that happened during foster care, disturbing things that happened when she lived with a family friend. So listen, anybody can go back and listen to this whole thing, but we're just going to jump ahead. We're going to jump ahead to, you know, what school was like for Stormy, you know, so let's skip to that section.
I mean, you gotta remember, I'm in a system. 9 years old, you're in and out of foster care. You're having school I remember having school in the foster care facility, but I don't really remember like school stuff. Not elementary school. I got a few middle school memories because I did drop out in the 10th grade. I made it to the 10th grade, but I don't have a lot of elementary school memories.
Did any social memories of school, of, you know, bullies or
yeah, I used to beat people up. Me, I was the one that beat people up in school.
Yeah, you were tough.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember where I come from. I had no choice. I felt like everybody wanted to do something.
It's one thing to be tough. It's another thing to learn how to fight.
I knew how to fight and I was tough.
How'd you learn how to fight?
I had brothers. I'm in the foster care. You fight and you have no choice but to learn. Whatever you do, you figure out how to do it if you do it long enough.
Okay.
So I had to learn how to fight. I'm in foster care.
What do you think the teachers thought of you during this thing? It's just like, woof.
And I don't think they liked me very much, but I'm gonna tell you, I was a great girl in school, in class, but it was after when the bell rang, that's when it was on. So I didn't really show that side in class. I wasn't like the clown or the bully in the classroom.
Right.
I was always respectable in the classroom. It was when the bell rang.
And what was the thing that triggered you to fight? Was it disrespect? Was it somebody bullying you? Was it somebody, talking out, saying the wrong thing, or what was it?
Disrespect.
Disrespect.
Like if you look at me crazy, or if you
like,
bump
what are you
into
looking
me,
at?
if you bump into me and don't say excuse me, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Step on my feet, that like you didn't know, like that. Like I was big on respect in school.
Yeah.
You talk to my boyfriend, don't play with me. We're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have boyfriends at the time?
In elementary school, I don't know, but in middle school, yeah, I always had boyfriends.
Always had boyfriends?
Always. I always was the girl that the guys wanted.
Always.
Absolutely. They just had to have some money.
to be able to just like
I didn't have my mom around. I was the girl that needed help. I needed my hair done, I needed my nails done, I needed lunch money.
Right.
Yeah.
So
if you dated me, you had to have some money.
You had to have some money.
You had to. I didn't care about anything. You had to have a car and some money.
Like what was the song? No scrubs.
I don't want no scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah. I was that girl. Yeah.
All right.
I grew up very fast.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I didn't have a childhood.
I get it.
Like I didn't have time to be a punk. I didn't have time to cry. I didn't have time to, when is my mommy coming? I didn't have that type of time.
And you make it to the 10th grade.
To the 10th grade.
And what is the reason why you say I'm dropping out?
I got pregnant. I had my child in the 10th grade. I had my son, who is now 27. His name is Hennessy DeAndre Pearson. I had him in the 10th grade.
Okay.
So after I had him, who was going to babysit him? Who was going to keep him? Who was going to provide? Like I moved out of my mom's house when I had him.
Okay. And your mom came back when?
My mom
how old
came.
were you?
She came back when I was about 10.
Okay.
About 10.
Okay.
And we lived together.
So you lived together and had a reasonable life for those 6 years.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Reasonable. But did she go straight back to the same life?
My mom, let me tell you something. My mom was a phone sex operator. So I remember her talking on the phone, being sexy, long black hair down the middle of my back. Like I can hear her now. Like I remember that. And my mom sold drugs. That's all I remember of my mom from a career.
1-900 numbers.
They would call. She worked from home. So she worked from home and they would call in and she would turn into whatever character she needed to be for the phone sex job that she had. I forgot about that.
Crazy. So but it put a roof over your family.
Oh yeah, she worked. She worked from my mom didn't work very long. She was always a drug dealer. She sold cocaine and weed my whole entire life. Yeah. So she didn't really like the phone sex thing, but when she tried to clean up her act, that would be her career shift. I'm gonna go back to phone sex. That was her default business all the time.
Okay.
So phone sex, drugs. That's it. No in between.
Because I mean, she had been in prison several times. So I'm sure there were people watching.
Yep. Of course.
Parole and
of course
all this stuff.
All of that. So when she tried to clean up her act, she would go back to phone sex. But then you gotta remember, all her clientele was always looking for her. So she would go from being, a big drug dealer to exclusive. Like you had to be her friend. You know what I mean?
Friends and family only.
Friends and family only. Yeah.
Referral only.
That's it. You don't just come in and
private
out.
membership.
You come and chill a little bit, get your stuff, and you kind of chill, then you leave. So it doesn't feel like drug dealing. It feels like
not on the corner.
That's my friend. Yeah, I'm hooking my friend up with his or her fix.
Yeah. So during this time, did you ever dabble in any of those substances?
No. When I was a kid, my mom smoked weed every day. Like my family are weed. Well, marijuana is not a drug to us. It's a herb. The Bible says every seed bearing tree, every tree bearing seed shall be consumed. I heard that a long time ago. So for us, that's not a drug. So she smoked her weed every day. And my mom was a functional crackhead for a very long time. So I know what that looked like. Like to this very day, I don't like to hear the flicker of a lighter because I know the consistency of the flicks that my mom used to flick for her cocaine and the flicks for her cigarettes and the flick for her weed. So my ears triggers every time I hear click. I know, I'm like, okay, what is she doing? So my mom was on crack and cocaine. And I know that my mom was on it, my dad was on it, my brother was on it, my other brother was on it, my sister
dad was on it with this big job.
No, that day I said, I'm sorry. I have 2 dads.
2 dads, all right.
I have 2 dads. So my biological dad, no, he kept his big job. He was fancy. To this day, he's still fancy. But my other dad was more of a marijuana smoker, but my family have addictive nature. So my sister, my brother, my mom was crackheads for a long time. Both of my brothers, like on the street.
I think the whole world has an addictive nature.
So I'm afraid. So no, I never would try
something.
Yeah.
They're addicted to work. They're addicted to something.
That's good.
Video games. They're addicted to screens.
Yep.
They're addicted to movies. They're addicted to TV.
Yep.
They're addicted to something.
Yep.
You know, I think we're wired that way.
Yep.
To get our dopamine hit one way or the other.
Some way, right? Yep. So no, I never, no.
Not once?
When I was a kid?
Yeah.
No. My mom tried to get me to smoke because she said I needed to calm down. When I was 13, my mom used to tell me, smoke this, you need to relax. But I didn't when I was a kid. No.
So I'm of the belief, it's not a popular belief, that weed is I don't even know if that's what they call it anymore. But if it's started at a young age, it's damaging.
I agree.
It'll it's an ambition killer for about 10 years.
I agree.
If it started like age 25 and above,
it's different.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Your brain is formed enough that it's not gonna like suck all the ambition out of your body.
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
Right.
I'm certainly not an expert, but I have family members who started young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand.
And it basically stopped their development from that point until they found it again.
Yep.
10 years later or something.
Yep.
And then they started from that point.
Wow.
Moving forward. Anyway.
Well, thank God, no, I did not. And I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. But you had to party a little bit in Miami.
Oh, I partied a lot. Like I remember I was a stripper at 13.
No, hold on.
Yeah, I did party.
We skipped right past stripper at 13.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So how do you go from like 13 is 8th grade?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how do you get a job as a stripper at 13 in the 8th grade? How does that work? Just lie and tell them you're 20, 21 or whatever?
Get a fake ID. I mean, that's easy.
You got a fake ID.
Yeah. Say you're 21.
And that was the way you're going to make some money.
I did. I made money to pay the bills at 13.
So there has to be stories there.
A lot of stories, of course. I got a lot of them. I can give you one. Want to give you one good one?
Sure.
So my first time experience in the strip club, it wasn't like something I was so excited to do. Like I wasn't a girl that went to the strip club so I could buy me some shoes for school. No, I could go get my hair done.
Right.
No, my water was off at my house for like 2 weeks and I didn't know when my mom was coming home. This time my mom went to Jamaica. She left us with her freak boyfriend who was in the room. All he did was watch porn every day. I knew it because I used to hear the sounds. I used to think my mom was home sometime, but it was him in the room being him. The room door didn't have a doorknob. So he used to put a sock in there. And sometimes I'd be like, oh, my mom is home. And I was peek. And then that's when I discovered that he was this big freak. So my mom goes to Jamaica. She leaves us with this big time freak, her boyfriend. And the water gets disconnected. And I'm thinking like, he's a man. He's going to pay the water bill, right? No, we had no water for like 2 weeks. I would take gallons of water, Zephyr Hill waters, and take showers with it. I would go to the gym and take a shower with it. And then one day I had a girlfriend named Mona. She was a stripper at 16. Her mom was gone and she would come home with all of this money. And so I'm like, girl, where you getting all this money from? She dated my brother. And she's like, girl, I work at the Rolex. And I was like, wow, what do you do? She said, I dance. And I was like, oh, hell no, you crazy. Long story short, the water's off. A friend of mine brings me to a strip club just to bring me, told me to wait in the car. I said, no, let me come in. I want to come in because I wanted to see. And I went in, and when I go in, he said, stay right here. I'm going to the office because his family owned the strip club. So I had on this cute black suede outfit, and I'm just standing there, just innocently waiting on him to, come. This guy walks by me, and he real big guy. He said, "Listen, I'll give you $600 right now if you lift up your skirt." And the first thing I was like, "Who are you talking to? Like, I don't like to be disrespected."
Mm-hmm.
So at first I looked at it as disrespect. When he walked off, I was like, "Dang, I could have got the money to pay my water bill, and we have no food in the house." So he ended up walking by, like, "What's up, girl?" And I was like, "Let me get them $600. So I'm 13 years old. I look like a woman because I was always mature. And all I did was lift up my skirt. He gave me $600. And I was like, shoot, I like this. I went home. I went home. I paid the water bill. I bought some groceries. I never forget. I literally took $300, paid the water bill, $300 bought grocery. I did nothing for myself. I put food in the house for my brother and I to eat. And I bought, paid the water bill. And then like a week later, my friend was like, "Girl, I could get you a fake ID." And that began my journey in the strip club at 13. So I would go to school during the day, and I would dance at night.
Fascinating. So I've
Fascinating story, Joe, innit? And like, to be honest, like we will skip ahead to her successes, but like, from where she's starting from, you would think that this person has no chance of success. Do you know what I mean? That you would just think that, if you met her when she was 13 years old, or when she was 15 years old, or when she was 10 years old, you would just assume that her life is just going to be kamikaze, upside down, troubled, and clearly her mindset, she must have a really, really, strong self-belief, system. It's incredible, isn't it? What's your thoughts? Oh, unmute.
Go me. So very fascinating and very interesting person, Stormy. And I just look at her life and her story. There's a lot of things that we can all learn from her. And like you said, for normal people to listen to the story like her, there's no chance. There's no chance in our mind that someone like that grew up in an environment, surrounding with a lot of things that not normal in our society, but she grew out of it and become very successful. So I really, really like what she said in the very beginning, to not judge the people by the success they have, but just ask them to explain that to you, the journey they had, and also the challenge they have to face to get where they are now. And I guess it's the same with a lot of successful people that we learn, even Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, and other people. They've been through a lot of challenge in life, and not everyone was a success overnight or become a millionaire overnight, but they grew from somewhere. And where they grew from there is they're just ordinary people, want to get ahead of life, but they make a decision to go out there and change it. And they did.
Exactly. Yeah, they did. Yeah. No, you're right. So we're just going to jump ahead. We'll just have a quick look here. So, I think, Stormy and her child's father, like she had so when she was 13, she obviously had a kid when she was about 15 then maybe. So Stormy and her child's father support themselves by being scammers until they started selling clothes out of the trunk of her car. Let's listen to see this. Some of this is bananas, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, let's have a listen.
And buy stuff as other people. Like I was like a real like blue collar crime girl, going to bank, cash checks. Like I was 15 years old. Then I would strip at night. Then we'll go to Home Depot and we'll buy stuff and we'll sell the gift cards, and I'll go to the bank, cash a check.
How did you never ever get like
caught? Let's say I could teach finesse. I'm good at what I do. What do you mean? I got caught one time. So I went to this jewelry store and they called the person and the person answered the phone. And they was like, oh, I went to jail one time when I was 16, but they didn't, I didn't get convicted or anything. So it's not on my record. But I did go to jail and was in a holding cell for like a few hours. I never told nobody this story, by the way.
Okay.
So I did go to jail one time at 16.
You visited?
I visited for a few hours. My mom came to get me.
So how do you there's no, you have to know that can't be the whole story for you at age 16.
Exactly.
So at what point do you realize that this life of petty crime, this street life, is not your future?
When I had my daughter. So I had my son from one man at 15. Then I get pregnant at 19 with my daughter, Manaya. So when I have Manaya and she's a girl, I'm like, I can't have my daughter thinking that stripping and scheming and scamming is the way to be. So at 19, I opened up a boutique. So I started off selling clothes. I used to go to the magic shows here in Vegas at 19. I bought my house at 18. So after I gave birth to my daughter, I decided to totally change my life. And at first it was just.
What if it was another son?
You know what? I think I would have stayed doing what I was doing. That's a good question.
Until you got caught?
I don't know. Until I felt like it was time to change. But I would have probably still been doing what I was doing. My daughter is what made me change.
Isn't it funny, these defining moments?
I didn't even think of that.
These little things.
Yep. My daughter.
Your daughter shows up.
My daughter shows up.
And you say, I have to show a different story.
Exactly.
So you start selling clothes.
First, I sold clothes out the trunk of my car.
Okay.
T-shirts. I would go down to 5th Ave, 20th Street in Miami. I would buy T-shirts for $5, sell it for $30, buy stuff for $10, sell it for $40.
Where were you selling it?
Out of the trunk of my car. I would I'll go to a nail shop. I'll pop my trunk anywhere. Like if I saw you, hey, you want to buy some clothes? Like I would, flag you down.
So this idea of selling, prospecting, being out there having conversations with people was not a new thing for you when you finally got introduced to direct sales or network marketing. It was like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah, prospecting is what we did in the strip club. You don't just stand there and get a dance. You got to ask somebody. Like the ladies asked you, did you want to dance? I always prospect and recruited since I was a stripper at 13.
So learning that rejection didn't mean nothing.
It took a long time. I honestly did not learn to deal with rejection in a great way until network marketing. But it was hard. Yeah. When I used to hate getting rejected in the strip club. I hated when I got rejected when I sold clothes. But network marketing is where I grew the tough skin about rejection. I changed my whole perspective on rejection in network marketing.
All right. So we're going to get to network marketing. But so you're selling clothes.
I'm selling clothes at the trunk of my car.
And you do that for how long?
From the age of 19. Oh my God. So I used to make clothes. Like I could take your pants and turn it into a skirt. Set, a whole skirt set. Yeah. Wow. So I used to make clothes. I used to custom make clothes. So I was in the fashion industry. I used to do fashion shows and everything. I had kids clothing store. I had My Child Clothing. Stepping in Style was the name of my first store. Stepping in Style. Okay. Hotspot Clothing was in Opelika. Stepping in Style was in Miami Beach. And My Child Clothing was in Carol City. And I had clothing boutiques and everything selling out of the trunk of my car from the age of 19 to about the age of 25.
Okay.
And then I got a job as a TSA agent. I used to work at the airport. I used to wear those ugly uniforms. And I used to pat you down.
Because there can't be any money as a TSA agent.
So do you remember 9/11?
Yeah.
I literally got out of the fashion world at 9/11. 9/11, I had to close my store down for renovations and stuff. And while I closed my store down, somebody sent drugs to my store illegally. And it just caused this big problem. Like somehow they sent the drugs and the police was looking for somebody. And I was like, you know what? This is too much. So I closed down. And that's when I was just defeated. And I was like, I'm not doing another boutique. And I went to get a good job.
Was the boutique a hard business? Must have been a hard business.
It was a job.
It couldn't have been.
It was a job.
Profitable.
I had to open the doors.
Trading time for money.
Yeah, I mean, but I made a profit. I would buy stuff for $10 and sell it for $40. So I had a $30 profit. So that's really what made me understand network marketing. Between the drugs and the scripting and the boutiques.
You were a TSA agent.
I was a real
patting people down.
Patting people down. I made $13.25 an hour. And my goal was to be a customs officer. That was my next step, was to be a TSA agent and then
Nobody
a customs
would
officer.
have been able to sneak past you if they weren't like straight up with their answers. You'd smoke out any like nefarious person trying to come through the border in 2 seconds.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad I didn't get that job, because I was the type of person I'd be like, oh, just go. Hurry up.
Just go.
I understand. Hurry, go. I don't need that job. So that's why God didn't give it to me.
So, all right. So TSA agent for how long?
I was a TSA agent for about 2 years.
Okay.
2 years. And then I'm going to be honest with you, I felt like a peasant. I hated the job. The women would come through looking cute, throwing their bag on a conveyor belt, being rude and nasty and looking at me crazy. I do not like disrespect. But I was also inspired. I used to look at them and be like, God, I want to do that one day. Look how cute she is with her suitcase. That's why to this very day, I love pulling my suitcase. I'm like, I got it. Because it was so amazing seeing the girls with their cute outfits and their Chanel bags and their Louis Vuitton luggage. And they're like, it just was like, just so amazing. And I like went AWOL on the job one day and just didn't come back.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm sick of these girls.
All right. So you've got like 2 kids now.
2 kids.
One's like 12.
All right. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And the other one's like 8.
Yep. That's right, man.
Okay. And then you quit. And then what do you do?
So I went to Atlanta for Freaknik.
What's that?
Oh, you don't know what Freaknik is?
I do not.
Okay. So Freaknik is like, okay, like the white people spring break weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the black version of it.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So it's called.
I'm learning things.
Yes. It's called Freaknik. So Atlanta has something called Freaknik. All the black people, this is when like all the South Side Boys and all these songs that all the black people love was popular, like dancing songs. This is when you would go outside and dance and spray the water hose. This is that era,
Okay.
People would drive down the streets with their big cars. So Freaknik was a weekend where a bunch of blacks and rich people got together just to party, drink, have sex, meet people, boom. And that happened in Atlanta. So I went to Atlanta and I had never seen that many successful black people.
That is my impression of Atlanta as well. The same as DC.
Exactly.
I was like, wow.
Exactly.
If I was black, I'd be living here.
Exactly.
Because
so, there you go.
This is just examples in every direction of entrepreneurs, professionals, powerful people. So you get this vision
exactly
of
success
for people
like me that look like me,
that look like you. Hey there, just a quick interruption, especially for network marketers. Whether you're just starting out or if you're ready to level up, GoPro Academy has just what you need to take your network marketing business to the next level. Get step-by-step training on how to get started or restarted the right way, and then get everything you learn more. Just visit tens of thousands, 7-figure GoPro.
And I love Latino till this day. And that's all I saw. When I saw success, either you was white, right? Or you was Latino. And if you were black and you had success, you sold drugs, or you did taxes, you did scams, or you was a stripper or somebody's baby mama. That's all I saw. So when I went to Atlanta and I saw black people, successful businessmen and women, entrepreneurs, real estate investors, distributors, I was like, whoa, like, what do you do? And they
You muted.
What's wrong with me today? I'm saying it's absolutely fascinating, like listening to her story. Obviously, she turns her life around like a couple of times. Obviously, there's this trigger event that happens in her life with the birth of her daughter, and this changes her. It literally changes her complete mindset to want to become a better individual. Do you know what I mean? More on the straight and narrow, not stealing or anything else. And then she goes on to build this fashion empire, with 3 stores, and you're thinking, Jesus, like this girl is, like she can literally make things happen. She just, she's working, she's grafting, she's working out the back of her car, selling clothes, she's making clothes, she's opening stores. And then someone sabotages her. You know, she feels defeated. She goes and gets a job doing the home to work routine. You know, she wants to become a customs official. And then after 2 years of watching all these other people with their beautiful lifestyles and traveling and luggage and fancy clothes and everything else, she's like, sod this. Do you know what I mean? It's like bananas. And then she goes to this thing and sees this vision of success, you know? So bloody hell. Like, she's cramming a lot in, isn't she? She's cramming. Most of us don't cram anything in. You know, weeks go by and nothing happens. You know, she's literally, she's cramming stuff in. Well, what do you think, Joe?
Yeah, she's she turned her life around, by doing something. She doesn't complain. She doesn't, blaming the mom or circumstances. She just want to go out there and do something to survive. So she's a survivor. So is her serviceability mindset is survivability mindset is so amazing. And to a person to come from a background of living in the with the illegal activities and more than illegal activity, within her inner circle, it's unbelievable. This women is just have some entrepreneur point in herself, and she just want to make things happen. And even though things doesn't work out, I like when she said about the objection. She hated being rejected because at first she doesn't want to do stripper, but she has to do it, and also selling clothes from the back of her car. She hated when someone object or reject. But down on the track, it's like whatever she's been through, it's all meant to be happen to her, so that one day she will build an empire. And the adversity she been faced in life and challenge, some of them almost defeat them the way she think, and she just never gave up. She let go of that and build another one.
Exactly.
And she just never give up. She just keep going and keep challenge herself and keep challenge the world and her environment, and look at her now.
Yeah, brilliant. And just very quickly, so obviously you can find the full interview on Eric Worre's The Excellence Project with Eric Worre. Find it on YouTube if you search for The Excellence Project. Or of course, the links are in the description for the full video, for the full interview, and of course for this YouTube channel here where you can go and check it out. There's lots of interesting. I was just looking at one, Joe. We should review some way more of these. There was one there I was looking at that went from 130 members to 71,000 members in 6 months. That's an interesting podcast. If you're interested in network marketing and how to grow an organization, there's some, this is where you level up your information, where you're going to learn, key secrets. Look, 130 to 71,000 team members in 6 months, Gina and Steve Merritt. That's definitely worth watching. I think we should maybe get into some more of these, Joe. What do you reckon?
Absolutely. And there's one there, if you go up, maybe number 3 to the top, there's a story about a migrant. He's an immigrant. And I listened to his book now, Never Run Out of Network Marketing Leads Again. That guy there, Brian, go down. Brian Buffini.
Yes.
Interesting. This is Irish, mate. Irish making in America, left Ireland for very young age to start a new life in America, got nothing at all, and amazing story. And I'm listening to his book now. A lot of things that I am, because I can relate it, because I'm a migrant to this country, and I can see what he talk about is very, very true. That's why a lot of migrants, they're very successful when they move somewhere else, because they see opportunity. They then don't take it for granted. but they hold it with two hands and grab it with two hands and just run with it. So very grateful for a story like that to be able to review.
Amazing.
Yeah. And we should do
So
more.
let's- Yeah, absolutely, Joe. Yeah, definitely. And again, don't forget the links are in the description, so you can go and check it out for yourself. So let's have a listen to, we'll listen to how Stormy was introduced to network marketing, and then how she made $5,000 in her first month in network marketing. Right, let's have a listen.
You double what you want. I wanted 3,000. He said, I pay you 6,000. But the only way I pay you 6,000 is if you complete this basement. I'm like, I can't afford to complete the basement. But it dawned on me, the guy that I met at the party was a contractor. So I called the guy. I'm like, oh, in my mind, I'm like, I could finesse him. He gonna come over here and think I'm cute. Boom. So I call him over and I said, listen, I need this. I need you to do me a favor. I need somebody to come and complete my basement. I know you're a contract. If you could complete my basement, we'll work out some type of payment plan. We'll figure it out. So as he's at my house going through the basement to give me an estimate, he looks down at me. Mind you, I didn't know he was married. He looks down at me and say, do you or anybody you know want to lose 5 pounds in 5 days without diets, exercise, surgery, or pills? And I looked at him. I'm like, you trying to call me fat? And he was like, no, my wife. And I'm like, your wife? In my mind, I'm like, your wife? He said, yeah, no, my wife just had a baby 2 months ago. And she looks finer now after she had the baby than before. You should meet her. Y'all look just alike. Y'all remind me of each other. Edification. He said, it's a meeting tomorrow. You should go. So I asked my friends, I said, let's go to this meeting tomorrow. Let's see if this man wife real fine. Like he said, let's see what she look like. True story. I didn't go to the meeting because I didn't care nothing about the product. I didn't care nothing about the money. I just wanted to see if his wife was beautiful, like he described. Did we have any similarities? And I'll tell you this, she came, she broke down the plan. It was me and my 2 broke girlfriends.
So you did hear it from a woman.
I heard it from, yes.
The guy
He introduced me to the wife.
But
the presentation was the wife.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. So it was a team effort.
It was a team effort.
All right. Fair enough.
She breaks down the comp plan. She first of all, let me back up. She pulls up in her BMW. She has a little waist.
Check.
BMW. She walks, she's dressed really nice.
Check.
Her waist is snatched.
Check.
Her butt looks like mine.
Check.
And her hair is blowing and flowing. She looks amazing. She had on a nice watch. She was everything. And when she broke down the business, she goes, I'm making $60,000 a month. I'm like, this is a lie. Then she said, you got to pay to get in. I said, I knew they wanted my money. You know, broke people, we always think that people want the money we don't have. And we always think everything is a scam. But that day, Eric, I said, if I could make at least $1,000 a month, my job gave me a 25-cent raise. All right, that $1,000 would actually make up for the quarter. So if I keep my job and do this network marketing thing, I can make an extra $500 to $1,000. That'll pay the bills. So that day I wrote a bad check to get in because at the time the company took checks. My friends were like, you're so stupid. Because remember, she presented it in front of me and my friends. My 2 girlfriends were like, you're stupid. It's a scam. But I just felt like, okay, if a little bit of this is correct, my life could change. Yeah. So I signed up. That was almost 16 years ago with a bad check. Bad check. My mom told me I was stupid. She would laugh at me. She would shake her head and look at me every time I would pass her room. My girlfriend said I was stupid. Like everybody disappeared when I signed up. Like I got the plague or some type of disease. They all vanished from me. But I get in and I tell you, I believed in the product. I didn't believe in me. I didn't even understand the compensation plan.
Really? You didn't believe in you after all this survival?
No.
After all this ability to kind of finesse your way through life?
No. But I believed in the product. I didn't believe in me at all. It was the product first that gave me the confidence because the product was so effective.
It worked.
That's why I love physical products because I could use the product to create leverage and, belief. You know, it's a great tool to kind of like influence people if you got a good product. So it wasn't me that I believed in. It was really the product.
So when they laid out the business, you didn't really believe in the business.
I didn't understand it.
But there was a bunch of social proof in front of you.
The wife was beautiful. Yep.
And probably some other people around. And you're looking at the story and it's just, if this is like partially true, I've got enough.
500 to 1,000 would change my life.
I got enough hustle in me that if this product's not a lie.
Exactly. It's not. I knew it wasn't.
Then I should be able to make enough money here to be able to have a foundation. That was the
$500 to $1,000 was my visual goal. It wasn't becoming a millionaire.
Yeah.
It wasn't to get a BMW like her. It was, this job gave me the 25 cents. This is not enough. My water was off again at my house as an adult. That cycle. My water was off. My car was in repossession status. My sunroof used to fly off. So it would rain outside and rain in my car. And here's an opportunity where this lady says I can make $60,000 a month, whatever. I don't believe that. I can make $500 to $1,000. That'll help me out and keep my job.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't about freedom and, oh my God, I'm being a millionaire. And no, it was like $500 to $1,000 could pay the car note, put the water on, and give me some extra income.
So you write the check that you got to hustle in order to be able to make sure you cover the check.
I didn't care to cover the check. I know that you got weeks. It got to go in again, like 3 times before you finally got to pay. So I knew I had about 2 months at least before they really catch me.
All right. So tell me about your first 90 days.
So I get in and I thought, man, I'm about to make $500 to $1,000. The first company that I was in, we sold these garments. I said, okay, all I got to do is look fine like her, go to work and talk to all the girls at my job. And in my mind, I said, okay, if I could
you said, I thought it was about losing 5 pounds.
It was a garment. It wasn't nutrition. It was a garment that you put on. It was like a reshaper waist trainer thing. It was like clothes, Spanx. Something like that.
All right, got
intense Spanx.
And super intense Spanx.
Super intense Spanx. So my first thought process is my customers is going to be all of my coworkers. I'm going to get all of my coworkers to buy because that product gave me the capacity to earn retail money right away.
Right.
So we sold the product for $150. We only paid $75 for it. So that $75 cash was exciting for me. So my goal was to make $150 a day. That was going to give me my raise that my boss never gave me. And I was going to start off with getting everybody at my job to buy.
Yeah.
So I would wear the product and I would bring extra with me and sample people. Hey, try it on. And day one, everybody went crazy. I probably sold like 3 day one.
And how long did it take before the boss said you can't sell no more?
Well, I quit before the boss said I couldn't sell no more.
But it was coming. Probably.
I was very disruptive at work. I was very disruptive, but I was so good.
Yeah.
So I was so good on the phones that they didn't want to fire me. They loved me.
Okay.
But I was being disruptive because everybody was in love with the product. They would come to my desk all day. My desk was like the trap spot.
Right.
So when I saw how much money I was making at the job, I was like, wait a minute. I was about to run out of clients from the job because everybody had it. So by day 4, I just quit my job. I didn't go back.
4 days in.
4 days in. But this is what I did.
How much did you make in those 4 days?
I probably made about $2,000.
$2,000.
Cash. But let me tell you what I did. I knew that I needed more time because I had my kids. I'm a single mom. I got to pick them up. I'm in traffic.
The kids are up in Atlanta now?
The kids are in Atlanta now. My 2 kids are in Atlanta now. I got to help them, back and forth from school. I got to pick them up, daycare, all of that. And I knew I needed more time. So when I quit my job in 4 days, I said, I'm going to work this thing like a job. So I would literally get up every day like I was going to work. And my goal was I cannot come home until I made $150 a day. So there was no Instagram. It was MySpace when I first started. And we didn't know about promoting online. Like that wasn't like a thing. I knew to go into the stores, go to the beauty salon. So I was like one of those hustlers that would, hey man, can I ask you a question? Like I would go around
right
and I would talk to people and I would keep the garment in my bag and I would put the garment on you in Target and Walmart's and the grocery store and the nail shop. I would put you on the floor and I'll put the garment on you. I would see a woman, oh my God, you are so beautiful, girl. Who did your hair? Come in. Who did your hair? Let me ask you a question. Do you or anybody want to lose 5 pounds? So I was very,
your little script.
If I could do this, come here, girl. You are so cute, girl. Look at that hair. So I did not play. I was outside every day and I would not come home. And my reward, right, was, wow, I'm home at 12 o'clock today. Celebrate, girl. You almost free. You ain't have to work till 5. I would celebrate that I was able to make 150 and not have to leave, and leave my area because I live close to a shopping plaza. But I would celebrate the 150 a day, cash, and I would celebrate when I made it early. So by 2 weeks in, I gave myself a raise. Okay, now you can't come home until you make 300. And I literally would measure.
Doubled it.
If you don't make $300, Stormy, you're punished. You can't come home. So I literally tracked my success by how much money I made. I didn't follow up with people. I didn't want nobody to sign up. If you tried to sign up, no. I wanted to be the only one exclusively with the product. So I would try to discourage you from signing up. I only wanted my best friends and my mom to do it.
So you didn't understand the leverage yet.
I didn't understand the leverage.
It was all about scarcity.
It was all about
you wanted control of the supply.
That's it. I remember I'm a boutique owner. I'm a stripper, schemer, scammer. All I know how to do is buy for wholesale,
this is my customer.
Sell for retail. Yeah, and I want the world to call Stormy for the product.
Got
so
it.
if all y'all have it, then I'm not going to make no money.
Right.
So I would deter you if you found out that you could sign up. No, that's stupid. Don't do that, girl. It's too hard. I would really discourage you. But let me tell you what happened. I got a check in the mail. This is when they would mail physical checks.
Mm-hmm.
The check showed up and I'm like, ooh, these people made a mistake. They paid me by mistake. That's why they pay me. All I understood was retail. I didn't understand. And I was qualified, active, only because I was buying inventory.
You got extra overrides based upon your volume.
So the company at that time paid like 5 ways.
Yeah.
And I was doing the comp plan stuff. So people would sign up with me and I didn't know. And every time I would buy the product, I would get volume, whatever. So I got my check for $5,000.
So they're signing up.
Without me knowing.
So you got a check for $5,000.
$5,000. When that check came in the mail, I'm like.
Was that first month, second month?
First month. $5,000.
And you went, this has to be a mistake.
I went to the check cashers. I went to the check
this thing as fast
at the
as
check,
possible.
not in my bank account. Because if they made a mistake, I'm not giving them this money back. This is a true story now. I went to the check cashers, paid a big fee. I had a bank account at Bank of America.
Sure.
But if they made a mistake and they try to take this money back, no, because I was broke. I needed the money. So I went to the check cashers, cashed the check. And it wasn't until months later I found out that, no, I legitimately earned the check. Because I was listening to a training call and they was talking about fast start and all of these different ways to pay. And I looked at the check and I was like, oh, shoot.
That's
the
how
check.
it works.
That's what I did. So I would look at my checks, and my checks was how I would learn what to do more of.
Wow. What do you reckon, Joe? In fact, do you know what? You can finish this off, and we're gonna, get Joey's final thoughts. I love listening to Joey and what his take on it. Interesting. She was talking about work it like a job, which is very, very interesting. And look, if you want to know more about network marketing, reach out to myself or Joey. We can point you in the right direction on where you can learn more. But Joe, give me your final thoughts.
Yeah, my final thought is no matter what situation or environment you grew up with, I believe it's happened not to you, but happened for you. And it helped you to build your resilience, build your character, build your attitude. But here's what I learned in our journey. What happened to you, it's happened to everyone. It's what you do with what happened to you that make the difference. And Stormy Wellington is one of a good example of what happened to you happened to everyone. It's happened to Stormy, it's happened to myself, happened to Mike, it's happened to each and every one of us. It's what you do with what happened to you that make a big difference. It's all about your attitude. Your attitude is the way you think all day long. And what you think all day long will attract the feeling that you have in yourself and believe in yourself. And that's why your action will reflect the kind of attitude you have in life and the kind of the way you think in life. And when you act and do things in a different way, you will expect a different result. This episode is amazing. I love hearing it. I don't mind. This is the maybe third time I hear that, Mike. I have to admit, because I fall in love with the story, the testimonial. Story sold, fact tell, and this is the proven of a real life, real person with a real result. She turned her life around, not because of herself, but because she have a young children at the time. And like she said, there's in our journey, everyone's journey is different, and sometimes it just take one thing to change the whole thing. And for Stormy, it's her daughter. When her daughter came to this world, she realized she doesn't want her daughter to grow up and learn from her past mistake and believe this is the environment I grow up. This is my real life. I'm going to be like my mom, doing those activity in the past. but she want to change that. And we listen to the Bob voice every day that we start every of our episode. It take cuts, it take character, it take courage to change your life, but we can change it. And Stormy show us that anyone from any background, any races, any colors, any family tradition or whatever, we can change the way we are, our result by doing this. I wanna leave with one thing. She was talking about her journey with network marketing, and I share this, Mike, because this is one of the things that I truly believe that network marketing is one of the greatest way to earn multiple sources of income. It's one word, and I share a post with me early this year. Two words that when I understand that I come across those words and I start to dig into it and learn from it, and not only I learn from it, but I hear it from my mentors, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, Ty Lopez, Jim Rohn, and Zig Ziglar. When I hear that from those people, Donald Trump, again name a few lists in my list, Robert Kiyosaki. When I hear those two words, first one is leverage, second one is the word investment. And I think the story that we hear today, she was talking about, she started out, just one her goal was to earn like 1,000 to 5,000 a month. Even though the person that introduced the business model to her told her she's currently earning 60,000 a month, and she couldn't believe it. But all she won, because out of desperation, she just need to pay the bill, and she just need enough to survive, to pay the bill, and to look after her family. But she didn't know. She was doing selling of the product at that time and earn income. But as soon as she realized about the leverage, how important. If you go, if you go travel on the road and you see a big tree, and if you try to lift it by yourself, you won't be able to lift it. If you get one person, you might be able to move a little bit, but if you need more people, when more people coming, 100 people come in and try to lift that log, it will able to do that. That's how I define leverage. Instead of 100% of your effort to earn income, and your effort and time to earn income, you can earn 1% of 100% of 100 of people that you train them and you help them to work with them to be successful in life. So that's leave it with that, the power of leverage, and you can use that income to invest in something asset, that fixed asset, like properties or gold, silver, whatever you want to invest in. But the reason why I'm bringing that to finalize our thought for tonight is the importance of leverage. And if you go back and reflect on Stormy story tonight, it's all about leverage. She leveraged what she saw on the family, the father, the mother, and all those siblings, and all the places that she went through, school, foster care, and stripper club, selling clothes from the back of the car. And she leveraged those learning and skill to become a very successful entrepreneur in our professional. Mike, I just want to leave that with you. There's a lot of things that we learned from Stormy, and we're very grateful for her life, for her journey, for her story, that we are able to learn from it tonight. And she taught us a lot of things tonight. So do not judge anyone, by the cover that we look at it, or the success they have, because we have no idea the pain they have to go through, the resilience they have to endure, and the challenge and the adversity they have to, because at the end of the day, we all do our best to make a living. We all do our best to move forward in life. And if she can do it, like they said, we can do the same thing. Only if we work on ourselves every single day, believe in ourselves. And if you don't believe in yourself, like she admit, believe in other people believe in you. Take it until you find your own niche, your belief, and you can go out and change the world, change your life, change your lifestyle, change your family, career in the future. So, Mike, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm really grateful for tonight's episode.
Amazing, Joey. Thank you for those words. Do you know what I mean? No, you're making a lot of sense. With leverage for sure, and and what she was saying at the end, exactly as you were saying. Even if you don't have belief in yourself, you can have belief in a product. And that can help you to build your own self-confidence and belief. So listen, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, click that notification button. You've been watching episode 89, Freedom, Health and Lifestyle, Network Marketing Powerhouse Stormy Wellington interview. The link is in the description. If you want to watch the whole thing, I would encourage you to watch the whole thing, because it's only just getting juicy now, really, where she's really getting into the business of network marketing. And she's been with the same company for over 10 years. And she's not going anywhere soon by the look of it. And again, shout out to the Excellence Project with Eric Worre. I think Joey and I will be getting deeper into some of that stuff for sure, because obviously Joey and I are in network marketing. We love this kind of industry, and we would encourage you to find out more. Take a look around, see what you like. Find a product or an organization that you like, and learn about leverage. Just as Joey was saying, I would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. Because, like if you've got 100 people in your organization, they're all giving you 1 hour a day, technically you're going to get paid on 100 hours a day, even though there's only 24 hours in a day. The power of leverage is amazing. You should definitely try and use it to your advantage. But listen, you've been watching Freedom, Health and Lifestyle. My name is Mick McQuillan, and my good friend Joey Younger in Australia, and we shall see you next week. We'll play out with our favorite video. Everything you need to know is in this video. I'm serious. Everything you need to know. Follow along.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your stem. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind wakened the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.